Page 106. Chapter 5. The Stunning Defeat and Its Aftermath. Dramatic as always in her decision-making, Indira Gandhi announced elections on 18 January 1977, despite the fact that she had the option under the emergency to defer them for another year. Many were convinced that her call for election, I repeat, that her call for elections was due to her confidence that she would return to power. This, her critics said, came from the fact that a significant number of opposition leaders were in prison. Trade union activity was practically non-existent, and there was hardly any open political activity. However, Indira Gandhi's decision was prompted by her concern that the continuance of the emergency would harm Indian democracy, a concern that was in turn prompted by disquieting reports of the misuse of power at various levels. Para. Hence, despite knowing full well that the Congress, open bracket, and she, close bracket, would be swimming against the tide, she announced elections. A section of congressmen had been against the emergency, and people like Jagjeevan Ram and Hemvati Nandan Bahuguna abandoned ship, feeling that the Congress was losing ground. Para. After its stunning defeat in the March 1977 Lok Sabha elections, the Congress took time to recover. The Union Cabinet under Indira Gandhi resigned on 22nd March, and the Janata Party government under Morarji Desai was in office on 24th March. Page 107. Para. And then started the propaganda holding Indira Gandhi and her younger son, Sanjay Gandhi, responsible for the party's electoral debacle. A group of congressmen chose to avoid any responsibility, attributing the debacle to the excesses committed by the so-called, open inverted comma, extra-constitutional centers of power, close inverted comma, thus laying the blame solely and entirely on Indira Gandhi. Para. Siddhartha Babu's antagonism was not surprising. His bad days had started after the Allahabad High Court verdict. Sanjay Gandhi felt that the case had been improperly handled. Open bracket, Siddhartha Babu had been Indira Gandhi's legal advisor, close bracket. In 1976, when Sanjay Gandhi began coming into political prominence, a small group of West Bengal started asserting themselves against Siddhartha Babu. Core among them were ABA Ghanikan Chaudhary, Shato Ghosh, and Shomen Mitro, and D.P. Chattopadhyay too, getting into the act. Though I was not in favor of disturbing Siddhartha Shankar Ray, my name too came to be identified with this group as well. In addition, the growing infighting within the West Bengal unit of the Congress damaged Siddhartha Babu's image as a party manager, and his ad hoc and inept handling of state matters did not project him as a good administrator. His anxiousness to show his proximity to the Prime Minister was disliked by many who termed it as exhibitionism. One senior central leader once sarcastically remarked, open inverted comma, when Siddhartha was central minister, open bracket, education 1971, close bracket, his job was to look after West Bengal. But when he became chief minister of West Bengal, he took upon himself the responsibility to look after India, close inverted comma. It was meant to be a joke, but Siddhartha Babu's frequent visits to Delhi earned him the reputation of being a, open inverted comma, Delhi-based chief minister. Close inverted comma. Page 108. Para. Some congressmen started a signature campaign demanding the resignation of Congress President Devkanto Borua, following up with a demand for the resignation of the entire CWC. Faiz Muhammad Khan, a Rajya Sabha member of the party from Karnataka, went on hunger strike demanding Borua's resignation, along with the resignation of all other office bearers. Open bracket, some CWC members like Bansilal had already resigned. Close bracket. Para. At the first meeting of the Congress Parliamentary Party, open bracket, CPP, close bracket, after the general elections, Y.B. Chavan was elected leader with the crucial support of Borua. Within a few days of the defeat, the old alignment had changed, and party members switched loyalties swiftly. Congressmen like Borua, Chavan, Swaran Singh, Siddhartha Shankar Ray, Chandrajit Yadav, Priyaranjan Dashmunshi, Pranab Mukherjee, and Rajni Patel came together and formed the anti-Indira group, while others like Om Mehta, Bansilal, and V.C. Shukla withdrew, demoralized. Those like A.R. Antule, A.P. Sharma, Vasant Sathe, and I remained loyal to Indira Gandhi, and Sanjay Gandhi too retained some of his old group. The scenario in the states also changed considerably after the elections. Para. I was asked by Nurul Islam of West Bengal to meet Indira Gandhi. I had met her earlier on this matter, but she had chosen not to say anything then. This time I asked her whether it was a time for us to act. Open inverted comma. Why not? Close inverted comma, she said, and suggested that I meet leaders like A.P. Sharma, C.M. Stephen, B.P. Maurya, and A.R. Antule. Accordingly, I did. Para. The CWC met in Delhi on 12th to 15th April 1977 to discuss the election debacle and to review the post-election situation. Apart from members of the CWC, permanent invitees, state Congress presidents, leaders of the state legislature parties, and a few former central ministers also attended the meeting. Page 109. So did the AICC observers in the States. Footnote 42. A day before the meeting, Indira Gandhi was nominated to the CWC by the Congress President, filling the vacancy caused by Chavan. This had become necessary as the moment she ceased to be an MP and leader of the CPP, her membership of the CWC also ceased. She was not among the 10 members elected to the CWC in 1977. She was an ex officio member. Para. As the meeting started, a few members, including Sitaram Kesri, Shankar Dayal Singh, and Syed Mir Qasim, asked about Indira Gandhi's absence and wanted Borua to persuade her to participate. Borua, accompanied by Y.B. Chavan and Kamalapati Tripathi, left for Indira Gandhi's residence and persuaded her to attend the meeting. Footnote 42. The following were present at the meeting, with the Congress President D.K. Borua in the chair. Members Indira Gandhi, Swaran Singh, Y.B. Chavan, Siddhartha Shankar Ray, Kamalapati Tripathi, N.D. Tiwari, C. Subramaniam, V.P. Nayak, Syed Mir Qasim, P.C. Sethi, Chandrajit Yadav, Vayala Ravi, Gyani Zail Singh, Muhammad Ali, M. Chandrasekhar, Pranab Mukherjee, A.R. Antule, V.B. Raju, I repeat, and V.B. Raju. Permanent invitees, Shankar Dayal Sharma, K.D. Malviya, B.C. Bhagwati, Karthik Orion, Om Mehta, Rajni Patel, K. Raghu Ramaiya, Henry Austin, Nawal Kishore Sharma, Tarun Gogoi, Devraj Urs, S.B. Chavan, Hari Krishnan Shastri, P.R. Das Munshi, open bracket, he was appointed as President Indian Youth Congress immediately after the debacle, replacing Ambika Soni, close bracket, and Margaret Alva. Special invitees, A. Leaders of the Congress legislature party in the states, J. Vengal Rao, Sharatchandra Sinha, Madhav Singh Solanki, Jagannath Mishra, Bonosri Dasgupta, K. Karunakaran, Shyam Charan Shukla, Williamson, A. Sangma, Vinayak Acharya, Haridev Joshi, Radha Raman, A.N. Naik, B. PCC Presidents, Lalit Kumar Dole, Sita Ram Kesari, M.R. Vyas, Amarnath Chawla, Shantilal Ghia, Rao Nihar Singh, Prakash Mahajan, Mufti Muhammad Saeed, S.B. Nagaral, A.K. Anthony, N.K. Sharma, M.N. Tidke, H. Neelmoni Singh, Hokishe Sema, Chintamoni Jaina, Mohinder Singh Gill, Girdhari Lal Vyas, G.K. Mupannar, Mohsina Kidwai, A.K. Moitro, Gara Partin, Bhupal Singh, Sulochana Katkar. C. AICC observers. R.D. Nimbalkar, Mathura Das Mathur, Jagdish Joshi, Shankar Ghosh, Sudhakar Pandey, Harcharan Singh Josh, H.M. Trivedi, Mangat Ram Sharma, Girdhari Lal Dogra, Mangeram, Savai Singh Sisodia, M.R. Krishna, Dwaipen Shen, Ranbir Singh, Maimuna Sultan, Lalit Sen, Ushi Khan, Kumud Ben Joshi, Savita Ben, D. CEC members K. Brahmananda Reddy, Shankar Dayal Singh, Mallappa Kollur, E. Others, Shah Nawaz Khan, Chaudhry Ram Sevak, V.P. Singh, K.C. Pant, B.P. Maurya, B.R. Bhagat, G.S. Dhillon, Darbara Singh, Raj Bahadur, Nitaraj Singh, V.C. Shukla, J.B. Patnaik, V.N. Gadgil, and Ambika Soni. Page 110. As a result, the meeting started 45 minutes late. After Borua made brief introductory remarks, Indira Gandhi spoke. She observed that she had initially wanted to keep away from the meeting so that a free and frank discussion on the party's election reversal could take place. She said that as she was the leader of the government, which had lost the election, she could not escape taking responsibility for the party's poll debacle. However, she told congressmen not to lose heart at this defeat. She emphasized that the party had a great future and appealed for organizational unity so that the party could play its new role while at the same time revitalizing itself. In fact, before the meeting of the CWC, she had sent a letter to the Congress president in which she observed, open inverted comma, as one who led the government, I unreservedly own full responsibility for this defeat, close inverted comma. And this letter was circulated among the members of the committee. Para. The debate on the causes for the defeat continued for 3 days, and after a comprehensive review of each state, the CWC approved and put out a statement on the reasons for the party's debacle. Open bracket, see Appendix 8 for extracts from the statement. Close bracket. Para. During these 3 days, many direct and indirect references were made to Indira Gandhi, Sanjay Gandhi, Bansilal, Om Mehta, V.C. Shukla, and a few others. Terms such as, open inverted comma, extra constitutional authority, close inverted comma, open inverted comma, caucus, close inverted comma, and open inverted comma, gang of four, close inverted comma, were liberally bandied about as Siddhartha Babu, Priyaranjan Dashmunshi, Chandrajit Yadav, and D.K. Borua, among others, continued their attack. I too was not spared. While the others were the main targets at the national level, I was targeted by the Assam and Bengal group and criticized for intensifying the drive against economic offenders. The detention of Gayatri Devi, the Rajmata of Jaipur, was described as an act of high-handedness. Dashmunshi was particularly critical of me. Though the official statement did not reflect the significant discord, the tone and tenor of the speeches made by some participants made it abundantly clear that they were not going to allow Indira Gandhi to remain in peace. Page 111. Para. The CWC accepted the resignation of D.K. Borua as Congress President, but the resignations of other members of the committee, which had been tendered earlier, were not accepted. The inner struggle which began after the defeat took its toll. Bansilal was expelled from the party's primary membership for a period of 6 years. Para. After considering the view of the Haryana Chief Minister, PCC, President, and other important congressmen, the Working Committee is of the view that the undemocratic, autocratic, and undignified actions of Bansilal have damaged the image of the party, and he is guilty of liberating, I repeat, he is guilty of deliberately acting in a way calculated to lower the prestige of the Congress. The Working Committee resolves that Bansilal be expelled forthwith from the party, from all its committees, and from the primary membership of the party for a period of 6 years. Footnote 43. Para. Immediately after the defeat of the party, Borua had demanded that Bansilal resign, and he did. Sanjay Gandhi also resigned from the Congress. Borua met Indira Gandhi on 9th April, after which he told the press that neither Sanjay Gandhi nor Bansilal were discussed. He also told the press that both he and Indira Gandhi had agreed not to launch a witch hunt, or sling mud at each other. He specifically mentioned that since Bansilal had resigned from the CWC, the question of his attending committee meetings did not arise. Footnotes. Footnote 43. The resolution was adopted at the meeting of the committee held at 5 p.m. on 15th April 1977. This meeting was attended only by the core members of the committee. Indira Gandhi was absent. Page 112. Nor was there any question of taking action against Sanjay Gandhi, who had also resigned from the Congress. Borua further stated that Bansilal's misdeeds were unparalleled and that Sanjay Gandhi's acts of omission or commission were no match for them. The action against Bansilal, who had become one of the main villains of the emergency, was predetermined. He was not given any chance to defend himself. The Economic Times, open bracket, 15th April 1977, close bracket, observed, the issue of taking disciplinary action, it was now revealed by the party General Secretary, Pranab Mukherjee, was raised yesterday, open bracket, 13/4/77, close bracket, by the Chief Minister of West Bengal, Siddhartha Shankar Ray. It was stated that even yesterday, a formal decision was taken on the nature of disciplinary action to be taken. Today, open bracket, 14/4/77, close bracket, it was formalized through a proper resolution. Para. Bansilal was expelled and V.C. Shukla was to be reprimanded. The form of reprimand was to be decided by the Congress President. It is therefore quite clear that the decision regarding Bansilal had already been taken and the endorsement of the CWC was a mere formality. In their desperation to hang the culprit, the judges did not care to listen to him or to give him an opportunity to speak in his defense. This act of the CWC encouraged the Janata Party government in Haryana to take vindictive action against Bansilal by publicly parading him in handcuffs in Bhiwani only a couple of months later. One may argue that the Janata Party might have done the same thing even without the Congress action, but that does not absolve Congress leaders of the malice and the vindictiveness with which they acted. There were many prophets of sanity and sobriety after the defeat, But where were they earlier? The seeds of the split were sown by this very attitude. Page 113. I made up my mind to remain with Indira Gandhi, come what may. I knew that I had no skeletons in my closet, and though mud was slung at me by the media, the baseless allegations did not bother me too much. Some newspapers reported that my passport had been impounded, a curious assertion, given that till then I did not even have a regular permanent passport. Open bracket. All my travel abroad, I repeat, all my travels abroad had been on official work, on an official passport which was taken back to the ministry on my return. Close bracket. Para. Blitz, a news magazine run by R.K. Karanjia, a close confidant of Indira Gandhi at one time, claimed that my wife was in Copenhagen, supposedly at the expense of the State Bank of India, open bracket, SBI, close bracket. Another curious assertion, given that she had not visited Europe before 1978. The same magazine alleged that the then chairman of the CBI, T.R. Varadacharya, I repeat, T.R. Varadachari, had personally carried rupees 9 crore in, open inverted comma, tin boxes, close inverted comma, to my constituency, open bracket, Malda, close bracket, and to Sanjay Gandhi's constituency, open bracket, Amethi, close bracket. Para. It is alleged, for example, that Varadachari personally carried rupees 9 crores in tin boxes to Malda, from where former banking minister Pranab Mukherjee was contesting the Lok Sabha elections, as well as Raebareli and Amethi. Indira and Sanjay Gandhi's constituencies, and supervise the cash handouts to voters. Evidence of this outrage is reportedly available from Marxist quarters. They quietly put signs on the boxes containing the money and witnessed Varadachari personally carrying them to the constituencies for distribution. Footnote 44. Footnotes. Footnote 44. Blitz, Bombay, April 1977. Para. It had occurred to no one to try and locate the, open inverted comma, tin boxes, close inverted comma, thus, open inverted comma, signed, close inverted comma, and frame charges against the culprits. No one spared a thought about the number of tin boxes one would require to carry 9 crore rupees, presuming that all currency notes would be of 100 rupee denomination. Page 114. Higher denomination notes of 1,000 rupees could not be used for normal transactions in those days. Could any individual, let alone the chairman of SBI, handle so many boxes? There had to be at least 90 such tin boxes if one is to make a rough calculation. The same story stated that, open inverted comma, apart from this, it is reported that Pranab Mukherjee's unjustified visit to Copenhagen, where a number of other top bank officials had also been holidaying, was paid for by the state bank for reasons which can be fathomed only by a proper inquiry. Close inverted comma. Para. This was the level of propaganda some of us faced. And this wasn't the last time I had to face the brunt of unfounded allegations. Para. I do not quote from media reports with any sense of malice or anger. I quote the reports only to highlight the atmosphere that prevailed in those days. Mere allegations were sufficient to write people off. Anger and venom had replaced cold logic and the need for proof. The general mood of the people was frenzied. They had not approved of the emergency and thought that everything and every individual associated with it should be discarded ruthlessly. Sanity and rationality were replaced by strong emotional resentment. Para. With Borua's resignation as Congress President, Swaran Singh took over as the interim president. It was decided that an AICC meeting should be convened to elect the new Congress President and the 10 members of the CWC. In its meeting on 22nd April 1977, the CWC advanced the date of the AICC meeting from 13th to 15th from 13th to 15th May to 4th and 5th May. And the venue was shifted from Bangalore to Delhi. The following agenda was set. A. Election of the Congress President. B. Election of 10 members of the CWC. And C. Election of 7 members of the Central Election Committee, open bracket, CEC, close bracket. Page 115. Para. The hardcore anti-Indira group notwithstanding, there were others too who were unfavorably disposed, though they had not overtly adopted a hard line against her. It was in this context that the question of choosing the new Congress President came up. Various names were suggested and discussed. Swaran Singh, Siddhartha Babu, Karan Singh, Y.B. Chavan, Mir Qasim, P.V. Narasimha Rao, and C. Subramaniam. I was then working with A.P. Sharma, C.M. Stephen, R. Gundu Rao, and Vasant Sathe, and we took an active role against Borua. We usually moved in a group and took direction from Kamalapati Tripathi and Indira Gandhi herself. Para. Indira Gandhi mooted the name of K. Brahmananda Reddy for president. Chavan, Tripathi, Mir Qasim, Subramaniam, and other senior leaders supported her choice. Reddy was a senior Congress leader with vast experience at the center as well as the state level. In addition to this, He hailed from South India, where the Congress had fared well in the Lok Sabha elections. In fact, out of the 154 Congress members in the Lok Sabha, about 100 were from South India. Para. Suddenly, the new radical group led by people like D.K. Bodua and Chandrajit Yadav put up Siddhartha Babu as a candidate. Para. Finally, there were 4 candidates in the field: K. Brahmananda Reddy, Siddhartha Shankar Ray, Dr. Karan Singh, and Neki Ram Sharma. Footnote 45. A slew of people, including myself, contested for the 10 CWC seats and the 7 CEC seats. Footnotes. Footnote 45. Devraj Urs, who had also filed his nomination papers, withdrew from the contest at a later stage. Page 116. Though Indira Gandhi, Y.B. Chavan, and other senior leaders agreed on a common candidate for the office of the president, they refrained, I repeat, they refrained from interfering with candidate selection for the CWC and CEC. We had discussed this issue with Kamalapati Tripathi, but even he would not give us any direction. Therefore, the elections to the CWC and the CEC were a free-for-all. Para. The result of the presidential election came first. K. Brahmananda Reddy was elected by an overwhelming majority, getting 317 votes. Siddhartha Shankar Ray got 160 votes, while Karan Singh and Neki Ram Sharma got 16 and 3 votes respectively. Para. The results of the election of the CWC and CEC could not be announced till the following morning, as counting took longer. While the polling for the Congress president was decisively in favor of Indira Gandhi's nominee, the results of the CWC and CEC elections were mixed. Later, she admitted to me that we should have conducted the CWC election in a more organized manner instead of allowing it to be a free-for-all. Para. From our side, I repeat, from our side, Zail Singh and I were miserably defeated. A distinguished loser in the other camp was Pranab Mukherjee. Those elected to the CWC were Dr. Shankar Dayal Sharma, V.P. Nayak, K.C. Pant, P.V. Narasimha Rao, M. Chandrasekhar, Priyaranjan Dashmunshi, Chandrajit Yadav, A.P. Sharma, C.M. Stephen, and Muhammad Ali. The Congress president nominated the following to the CWC: Indira Gandhi, Y.B. Chavan, Kamalapati Tripathi, C. Subramaniam, Swaran Singh, Virendra Verma, P.V. Raju, Bhutta Singh, Dr. Ram Subhag Singh, and Mir Qasim. Para. Only 3 of the 10 elected CWC members were with us when the split occurred: P.V. Narasimha Rao, A.P. Sharma, and M. Chandrasekhar. However, among the nominated members, we had Mir Qasim, Kamalapati Tripathi, and Bhutta Singh, apart from Indira Gandhi. Hence, out of 20 members of the CWC, our group constituted 7. After the elections in Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, and Maharashtra in March 1978, 3 elected members of the CWC came to our side: Dr. Shankar Dayal Sharma, C.M. Stephen, and Virendra Verma, taking our number to 10. Page 117. The future of state governments, largely controlled by Congress, became uncertain. A few chief ministers, such as Siddhartha Shankar Ray, congratulated the newly elected Prime Minister, Morarji Desai, and assured him of their fullest cooperation. Some, like Qazi I repeat, some like Qazi Lendap Dorji of Sikkim and P.K. Thungan of Arunachal Pradesh joined the Janata Party and converted the state unit of the Congress into the state unit of the Janata Party. Siddhartha Babu's telegram, open bracket, of 24th March, close bracket, and letter to Prime Minister Morarji Desai created a great deal of confusion. Some newspapers reported Ray as having said that he wanted to wash his hands off the emergency and the measures taken during it. This was debated in the West Bengal Assembly on 6th April. Ray gave a spirited response and denied the newspaper report. He read out the telegram he had sent to Morarji Desai. On behalf of the people of West Bengal and the West Bengal government, and also on my personal behalf, I send you best wishes. I can assure you that our government will fully cooperate with the Centre on all constructive work, and I have no doubt that the cooperation that existed between this government and the former central government will continue. Para. On the face of it, there seemed nothing objectionable in the telegram, and under normal circumstances, one would have accepted it as a matter of common courtesy. But some people, including a section of the press, refused to accept it at face value. They tried to read between the lines. Ray's own shifting attitude and statements only added to the confusion. While he accepted his association with the emergency on the floor of the Assembly, he backtracked in the months to come. On 6th April, he had observed, "It had been suggested I do not accept any responsibility for the emergency. How could this be? Was I not the Chief Minister when emergency was promulgated? Congressmen will have to accept this responsibility. We worked according to the emergency. This is no cheap politics. Whether we stay or not will be decided by the people, but we will never tell the people untruths." Footnote 46. Para. The Congress focused on the possibility of their state assemblies being dissolved. Immediately after assuming office, the Janata Party demanded the dissolution of Congress-led state assemblies on the grounds that the ruling parties in the states had lost the people's mandate, reflected in the decisive defeat of the Congress in the Lok Sabha elections. Charan Singh, the then Home Minister, wrote a letter to the chief ministers of the 9 states where Congress had lost the Lok Sabha elections miserably: Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Orissa, and Gujarat. He suggested that they recommend dissolution of their respective assemblies to their governors. Footnotes. Footnote 46. Times of India, New Delhi, 7th April 1977. Page 119. The communication also suggested that if the chief ministers followed this advice, they could continue as chief minister of the caretaker ministry until fresh elections were held. It was a clever ploy, and Charan Singh thought that many would fall into his trap and recommend dissolution. But the Congress stood firm on this issue. Open bracket, see Appendix 9 for the CWC resolution on Congress stand on the dissolution of Congress-led state assemblies, close bracket. Para. The CWC had a series of formal and informal meetings, and Congress chief ministers were directed to ignore the Home Minister's appeal. The central government, however, dissolved the assemblies in these 9 states nonetheless. The Hindustan Times, open bracket, New Delhi, 23rd April 1977, close bracket, reported that West Bengal Chief Minister Sridharto Shankar Ray had written to the Union Home Minister Chaudhry Charan Singh, suggesting that the opinion of the Supreme Court might be sought before taking any action in the proposed direction. Obviously, this suggestion was ignored. The proclamation dissolving these assemblies was initially not signed by the Vice President, B.D. Jatti, then the acting president. He sought some clarification from the central government, but then the Janata Party threatened to gheraw him if he withheld his signature to the proclamation. He gave in. The CWC met on 1st May and approved a critical statement to be issued by the AICC on the subject of the dissolution, open bracket, see Appendix 10 for this statement, close bracket. Para. Some state governments, including that of West Bengal, went to the Supreme Court challenging the decision. The Congress supported this move. However, the judgment of the Supreme Court went in favor of the central government as it accepted the, open inverted comma, mandate theory, close inverted comma, and justified the proclamation dissolving the state assemblies. Para. So now the Congress geared up to face state elections. During this time, the process of, open inverted comma, de-Indirization, close inverted comma, began. She had already expressed her disinclination to campaign, and the party made no effort to persuade her. She wasn't even asked to campaign for the Nagaland Assembly elections, which took place that year. Some senior Congress leaders started saying that she was unable to collect even a dozen people to listen to her. Page 120. Para. Although Brahmananda Reddy was elected Congress President with her blessing and support, some of the elected members of the CWC were totally opposed to her. Even in speeches felicitating the newly elected Congress President, the venom against Indira Gandhi and her followers was clearly and ominously evident. Chavan observed, open inverted comma, "You have won the election and we have won democracy," close inverted comma. Ray said that the new Congress president faced the onerous task of taking firm action against those who had misled the party and used party power to amass huge fortunes. Open inverted comma. The nation will judge us by what we do, and if we fail to project a proper image before the people, we will not be forgiven by posterity. Close inverted comma, footnote 47. Para. Hearing such comments, one wonders that these paragons of propriety were doing Hearing such comments, one wonders what these paragons of propriety were doing during the past few months. Chavan was part of the Congress High Command since the mid-1960s, and Ray stepped into Indira Gandhi's charmed circle after the split of 1969. So how could things deteriorate so far under the very noses of these gentlemen? No answer to this question was forthcoming from them. We found our own answers. These, open inverted comma, big leaders, close inverted comma, were little more than, open inverted comma, paper tigers, close inverted comma. They had not dared to utter a word against Indira Gandhi when she was in power, and were the first to abuse her the moment she was out of office. Not only did this undermine their public image, but it also prevented the possibility of building a collective leadership and sharing responsibility within the Congress. When there was no leader, the question of collective leadership didn't arise. Footnotes. Footnote 47. The Encyclopedia of the Indian National Congress, Volume 24, page 221. Page 121. congressmen realized that their, open inverted comma, tin god, close inverted comma, leaders were incapable of leading a historic organization like the Indian National Congress. Para. The attitude of passing the buck to the fallen leader dampened the spirit of congressmen and conversely inspired the Janata Party government to be at their vindictive best when it came to Indira Gandhi and her followers. Instead of opposing the malicious witch hunt in the name of inquiry commissions, the AICC started supporting the Janata government's decision to set them up. The political resolution passed by the AICC observed, the AICC does not wish to justify any misuse of power by individuals or groups during the emergency. A number of inquiry commissions have been set up by the government, and if conducted fairly, these should bring out, I repeat, should bring about quite clearly, how much truth there is in the various allegations and insinuations that had been made and continue to be made. It has never been the policy of the Congress to try and hide its mistakes, and if unfortunately any congressmen are found to be guilty of misuse of power, they will certainly have to face the consequences of their actions. Footnote 48. Para. The results of the assembly elections in the 9 states were not great either, but there were some improvements compared to the Lok Sabha elections. The Congress bettered its performance in all 9 states except West Bengal. Para. After the assembly elections, I was invited to a meeting to the extended CWC held over 23rd and 24th June. There I had a confrontation with Ram Subhag Singh over the detention of Gayatri Devi. He was critical of the detention, and though I explained the logic of the action, he was determined not to listen to reason. Footnote 48. AICC resolution passed at the meeting held in New Delhi on 5th May 1977. Page 122. A few other members and invitees were also hostile towards me. Those who had once praised Sanjay Gandhi suddenly started finding every sort of vice in him. Para. A number of peculiar allegations were made during the June session of Parliament, which met after the state assembly elections to pass the budget. Jyoti Basu claimed that we had fudged the amount collected through the voluntary disclosure scheme, as well as the number of declarers. He was particularly virulent about my, open inverted comma, high-handedness, close inverted comma, and, open inverted comma, vendetta, close inverted comma, against Maharani Gayatri Devi, who had been arrested during the emergency. I was further accused of multiple misdemeanors, from being the author of the open inverted comma, raid Raj, close inverted comma, during the emergency, to being responsible for removing the SBI chairman, R.K. Talwar, because of his alleged refusal to give Sanjay Gandhi a loan, to even conducting a raid on Baroda Rayan merely to recover some incriminating documents. Raised by private members, these allegations were allowed to go on record. Undenied, as the ministers who were in possession of the facts, open bracket, as custodian of government files and papers, close bracket, did not bother to provide the correct and full information. It became clear that some of us would not get any protection either from the government or from our own party. I did occasionally try to defend myself through my interventions in the Rajya Sabha or through the media, but was not always successful. Para. In the house and lobby, I was avoided by almost everybody. Apart from two CPI Rajya Sabha members, Bhupesh Gupta and Kalyan Roy, both good friends, and Congress leaders A.R. Antule, Saroj Kaparde, and Pratibha Singh. I became a common sight in the lobby as I whiled away time alone, smoking my pipe, to each of his own share of woes. I repeat, to each his own share of woes.